So my journey, my confidence journey, as I like to call it, was channeled through my fitness journey. And I tell this to girls all the time. And even though it might sound cliche, I'm like, focus on yourself, like really focus on every area of yourself. Like think about the people who are your friends. Think about the person that you are when no one's watching. Are you a nice person? Are you a kind person? So I really practice this kind of work in every area of my life.
What's up, you guys? It's your girl, Bianca B, and welcome to the Bianca B Show, where we talk about business, finances, and friendships. I'm super excited about our next guest. She is a fitness coach, occupational therapist, an entrepreneur, owner of Coco Fitness app, Shop Coco. Super excited to have her on today. She's just overall a girl boss. If you've been online, then you have seen her content. She is just overall amazing. How are you today?
I'm good. I'm excited to chit chat. I love girl talk and just like talking anything, confidence, woman empowerment, health, and wellness. So I'm excited.
You are amazing. Okay, so I have to get a backstory. How did you get into fitness?
So I actually got into fitness really when I was in grad school studying to get my master's in occupational therapy. And I kind of had this like aha moment right before I was about to graduate. And I was just really like, well, if I'm going to be telling everyone to take control of their lives and live a healthy life, I wanted to live that too. And there were just some things that I was not confident with in my own personal body. And so I thought it was like a perfect time for me to really like just take control of my life. Like I had the career part settled, but just personally, there were things that needed to be changed. And I really wanted to change the things that I was putting in my body, the foods that I was eating. So I just went on this health transformation, really. And I was documenting it online. This was back in 2016.
Yeah.
Right before I was about to graduate and like just start working in the real world. And I made this huge transformation. Well, it wasn't really huge, but uh, I only say that because it's not like my transformation wasn't really like someone who lost 50 pounds or someone who, gains like a significant amount of weight and made this huge transformation. But what I was able to do was I got abs in 3 months.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, so I started my journey in, I want to say it was the end of May 2016. And I said, by my birthday in August, I want to have abs. I don't know what my fascination was with having abs, but I was documenting that process online and I did it. And women were just so interested on how I did it. So it really started something that was personal for me. And then as other women were seeing my transformation and seeing how I was doing things, they became interested in it too.
That's amazing. And so when did you realize, okay, I've done 3 months, got my abs, and like I can start a business from this? Because a lot of people create content, but then are like confused of what do I do next? When did you know I can make a business out of this, a career out of this?
I think it didn't happen so fast. It was really just like I said, my main career goal was to become an occupational therapist. And I did work for 2 years before I even entered entrepreneurship full time. So I think once it got to the point where it was like I can't reach people in person. And when I say that, I wanted to mention that as I was documenting things online, I was like, well, I can't remember the exact point, but maybe a few months down the line, maybe 6 months down the line, I got to a point where I was offering fitness classes for women in New York City. That's my hometown, originally where I'm born and raised. And so I started there. I started with in-person classes. Like I said, was still working my 9 to 5 job and then, hustling on the weekend and doing these classes once a month, just here and there. And so once that picked up and was doing so well, and my classes were getting packed out, I ended up getting connected with two gentlemen who helped me start entering into the online space. And that's when I created my first web-based service. It wasn't an app at the time. And that was kind of the kickoff from there. And that happened in 2018. So it was really 2 years before I even really made some real serious money off of the business.
And what is the hardest part about content creating and creating, fitness and making your brand stand out from other fitness brands?
I think back when I started in 20, like I said, when I started in 2016, 2018, around that time, the fitness space was not so oversaturated as it is now, and social media in general just wasn't as competitive. So I was thankful enough to catch the first wave of like not really being one of the first people to do it, but there was a space for me. And just as a Black woman in the fitness space, you know, in terms of speaking on Black women in fitness, it's not something that typically goes together just because we haven't necessarily been taught to prioritize our health from young. And I'm speaking from my personal experiences and just different women that I speak to. So a lot of us kind of find the health and wellness side of things older as we get older.
Yeah.
And, you know, there's other factors like not wanting to mess up our hair, and going to the gym can be crazy with that, or just being intimidated by the gym, or just not knowing what to do. So I think that what set me apart was just being where I'm from. Like I said, born and raised in Brooklyn, New York. There weren't a lot of women doing what I was doing that looked like me. So I feel like a lot of my audience connects with me because they knew my story. They knew the things that I was doing before. And then it was just like suddenly I made this huge transformation online through fitness. And I think that something that I always live by is just like, if I can do it, you can do it too. So I think encouraging women who look like me, Black women specifically, is just something that I've held on to then. I'm still holding on to it now. And then I do think that my occupational therapy educational background does set me apart as well, because you know, I went to school for 6+ years and did all this intensive training to really understand the body from the inside out. And then I feel like I'm practicing occupational therapy in an untraditional way. But yeah, I think my degree definitely sets me apart because I have an extensive knowledge of physiology and anatomy of the body. So
And that's awesome. And so going into your app, you know, the average person is a 9 to 5 worker, right? So they're at their job. How can they get inspired to get on the app, and what are the benefits of the app?
okay, so the benefits of the app are that there's like currently 4 different workout programs that cater to different needs, right? So there's a program that caters to the girl who wants to really tone her core and her abs, and her legs, right? So that's more of like a core and leg focused program. Or there's a total body transformation program for the girl who just wants like the complete, you know, mind body shift. And I think that by having this variety within my app, this will appeal to people who have different schedules and things like that. There's also a really great nutritional component built into the app, which is something that we all struggle with.
Yes.
So I definitely have like a meal plan that will cater to people who have like a general diet where they eat meat, and also for my vegetarian and vegan people who don't eat meat. So I think that the variety within the app allows that. And a few more points about the app is that you also have the option to speak to me directly. So pretty much you're sending me like a DM through the app. And so I think that's really amazing. And I feel like really connected with my girls through the app because they can literally ask me any question that they want, any uncertainty that they might be having gets addressed through the app. And then I do have a section of different targeted workouts that you can complete in under 20 minutes.
Oh,
So
wow.
that's another compelling part to the app, because maybe you can't commit to a full program, but if you need a 20-minute workout, you can do this 20-minute leg workout or my 20-minute ab workout. So I think the variety built into the app and the direct connection with me personalizes the experience more.
That's awesome. And how much is the app?
The app is actually free for the first 7 days. So you get a 7-day free trial, and then it's just $15 a month. So that's less than $1 a day. And it's something that I wanted to make really affordable to people because I know where I grew up, and it's just hard to make things work nowadays, especially just because everything costs money. So I didn't want to position my app as something that people can't afford. So it's extremely affordable.
That's amazing. And going into the relationship part of like having a business and working in your field, do you collaborate with other people as well? Other
Um, Other
people?
fitness people. So I don't necessarily get a chance to collaborate with them. I actually told myself that this is not my year of collaboration because I think that one of the things that's tough once you're an entrepreneur is that you get so focused and lasered into your own brand that
Yeah.
you forget about the importance of collaboration. So I'm definitely at the point where I'm ready to work with other people in the fitness space. Although I have a lot of connections to people and I'm constantly, getting lots of love and showing up at different events and things like that. I think it's about being more intentional in terms of working with people, but I think always keeping and maintaining good connections with people in your space, in the space that you work in, is important because once it's time for that collaboration, it's just like easy.
Yeah, absolutely. And what I also love about your brand is that you have a feminine energy about you that's just so dope to me. Like I watch your YouTube channels, you and your partner, like you guys just are amazing. You and your boyfriend Duke, like you guys just
Thank
have
you.
you just have this feminine energy about you. And so did you have to do a lot of inner work for that, young girl at home from New York, where you're from? Like, what advice would you give to someone who like kind of lacks confidence?
Yes. So my journey, my confidence journey, as I like to call it, was channeled through my fitness journey. And although that might look different for everyone, I think that when you get to the point where you're not really feeling like yourself, especially as you kind of get into your womanhood, right? You're in your 20s. At the time, I was in my 20s, my early 20s, and I was just really looking to own who I am, and what I bring to the table and what I offer. And I tell this to girls all the time. And even though it might sound cliche, I'm like, focus on yourself, like really focus on every area of yourself. Like think about the people who are your friends. Think about the person that you are when no one's watching. Are you a nice person? Are you a kind person? So I really practice this kind of work in every area of my life. And I got to a point where I was comfortable doing it and I really understood who I was
Yeah.
from just the practice part of it. And I think that the practice part comes from establishing a routine within your everyday life. So that's why, building a fitness routine into my life helped me get on track because at least with fitness, you do see a result from it. So it kind of like starts to train your mind on those things. So my ultimate advice is really to just focus on yourself, pour into yourself as much as possible, especially when you're in your 20s. Like don't get so caught up on boys and all the other things. Like get that degree, get your body in shape, do whatever you need to do to build a solid foundation. And then everything else will come to you. The dream guy will come to you. Your solid group of friends will remain and stick around. And then everything in your life kind of flows. But it does take work. I think that a lot of the times people are afraid to do the work, and
Yeah.
the work is very hard, and the work is tedious, and it's every day. But the payout is like timeless and it lasts forever, and it just keeps getting better.
That's awesome. I love that. And I appreciate you so much for taking the time out to chat with me. So, what's next with your brand?
What's next? So I really want to get into doing like conferences around the US. I'll start with the US. Around the world would be great, but doing conferences where it's just a woman only conference and we really come together and talk about just connect the mind, the body, and the spirit to like wellness and how channeling all three of those things can really make you a well-rounded, confident, happy, successful person because life is going to happen to us, things are going to always be happening around us and might get kind of crazy, but once you kind of stabilize yourself and the foundation that you built within, then you're kind of unbreakable. So I would love to speak to women about that and really promote how health and wellness can transform your life.
Yeah, that's amazing. And so, for those who don't know you, which I'm probably sure they do, what's your Instagram?
My Instagram is just going to be my full name, Chanel Delisser. Chanel is spelled just like the brand, and Delisser is Delisser. And then within my bio, you can find my app in the link in the bio. And then you can also shop my merch page, which has activewear, workout accessories. I have a really cute little sweat headband that I live by to help protect your hair during your workout, so you don't have to be afraid of sweating in the gym. And yeah, everything that you need and can find from me is going to be in the link in my bio on my Instagram.
That's amazing. Thank you so much. It's your girl, Bianca B. Follow me on Instagram at It's Bianca B. Follow the Bianca B Show. Thank you guys so much. Bianca B, 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 Bianca B.